Prediction season is officially here. These are my game-by-game predictions for the Mississippi State Bulldogs in the 2024 college football season. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn notifications. Check us out via podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, secunfiltered.com. We're brought to you by our friends over at SeatGeek. Guys, go to SeatGeek.com. Use promo code SECU for $20 off your first purchase. Again, guys, that's SeatGeek.com. Promo code SECU to get $20 off today. Year one of the Jeff Lebby era in Starkville is just around the corner. These are my game-by-game predictions for the Mississippi State Bulldogs in the 2024 college football season, guys, as we pull up the schedule and each of my selections. And listen, Hail State fans, I love you, but brace yourselves because this one is going to be ugly. We start, guys, Mississippi State opening the season with 3 straight non-conference games, right? You ease into the Jeff Lebby era week 1 against Eastern Kentucky. You're going to get a big win there. I think the offensive firepower will show itself. At Arizona State in week 2, this one's going to be a lot of fun, right? It's got that Pac-12 after dark feel, 10:30 Eastern time kickoff in Tempe, Arizona. Guys, this is a massive game for Mississippi State early on. If you're going to get to a bowl game, if you're going to get to 6 wins, this is one you have to have. You look at Arizona State, guys, they weren't very good last year. This is a program that is also in a bit of a rebuild. I do think Mississippi State is going to go into Tempe and get the W. And again, I think it's going to be a really, really big win. Listen, year 1 of a new head coach, there's no such thing as a bad win in the win column. So you start out 2-0. Then you've got Toledo in week 3. Guys, don't sleep on the Rockets. Don't sleep on Toledo. We've talked about this before. Toledo, one of those sneaky teams. Just saying. I've got Mississippi State getting the W here as well. Starting 3-0. 3-0 going into SEC play. This one could be closer than we expect. Back and forth ball game. Mississippi State's defense going to be tested. And that's where my greatest concern lies, guys, as we turn our attention now to Mississippi State entering SEC play on this schedule. My greatest concern with State this year is this. And you look at how much roster turnover there was, guys. You look at how much roster turnover Mississippi State has endured. Brand new defensive coordinator who's never been a defensive coordinator in the SEC. You lost 10 of 11 starters, I believe, on defense. Obviously, offensively, it's new look as well. Everything for Hail State is brand new. Also, the SEC did Mississippi State absolutely no favors with this schedule. Guys, this is one of the toughest schedules in the SEC. I mean, this is one of the toughest conference slates in the SEC. You don't get Vanderbilt. You don't get South Carolina. And you don't get any other cupcakes to boost the schedule and boost the record. You start SEC play, Florida in Starkville. Now, this is one of the biggest swing games for Jeff Lebby in year 1. I've got Mississippi State dropping this game. I think Florida is going to be better. Also, it's a noon kick in Stark Vegas. If this were a night game, maybe you favor the home field advantage a little bit more. But I do think Florida is going to be a better football team this year. I think Florida is very – I think they're underrated, honestly, guys. I mean, I've seen the over-under win totals for Florida at 4.5. I think that's absurd. I think they're at minimum going to win 5 games. Love what they have with Graham Mertz at quarterback. Defensively, they're going to be much better. And again, I think State's biggest issue, nearly every game that we're going to talk about, I think they're going to score. Guys, I like Blake Shapen. I like Kelly Akari at the wide receiver spot. Are they going to be able to stop anyone? That's my question. Are they going to be able to stop anyone. This might be the worst defense in the conference. This might be one of the worst defenses at Power 5. And again, Coleman Hutzler, first-time defensive coordinator of the SEC. There's a reason why you don't see that happen. So I think that could lead to some fairly tough sledding. I think you're going to see that all throughout the year. So again, I think you start 0-1 in SEC play, losing to Florida. Then you got to go to Texas, guys. I hate to say it, I just don't see this game being close. Texas is a real college football playoff, dare I say contender, dare I say college football playoff favorite, right? One of the favorites to win the Southeastern Conference. I think Texas wins that game. I think they win that game big. Then you've got the bye week, right, to recover, figure some things out. You'll be sitting at 3-2 on the season. Season's still salvageable at that point. But it doesn't get any easier, guys. At Georgia, I've got that as a loss. I don't think that game is very close. Texas A&M at Davis Wade. I mean, listen, who knows? Who knows? Texas A&M, I think they're going to be wildly inconsistent in year one of Mike Elko. I think they're going to be up and down, right? It's year one for them as well. There's a lot of moving pieces. But Texas A&M is on much more solid footing than what Mississippi State is, right? They didn't lose nearly as much. Mike Elko takes over a really, really talented roster. You know, I think A&M, again, I'm not saying A&M is going to be perfect, and I'm not buying the hype that some are putting out that they're going to win 9 or 10 games, but they're going to be better than State this year. So I got A&M winning that game. Here's the one that Mississippi State folks, I know that I lose some of you on. This game against Arkansas to close out the month of October. Here's what you have to realize, guys. I'm higher on Arkansas than most. I think Arkansas gets to a bowl game. I've got them at 6-6. I love the Bobby Petrino, Taylon Green thing offensively. And I think defensively, year two of Travis Williams, I think they're going to take a step forward on the defensive side. And I know what Mississippi State fans will push back with. Our worst team in X amount of years still beat Arkansas last year. And I totally get that. But guys, I think Mississippi State's going to be worse than they were last year. Like, I really do. I think they're going to be a worse roster at minimum. Are they a worse football team? We'll see. But I think the roster is going to be worse. So I've got you dropping this game to Arkansas as well. I think Arkansas just got a little bit more. I know the game is in Starkville. But again, I think Arkansas is going to be a bit of a surprise. I think they're going to make a bowl in 2024. I don't see Mississippi State being that. I think defensively you're going to struggle here. I think Taylon Green, Bobby Petrino, Andrew Armstrong on the outside, I think they're going to be able to dial it up. I think the offensive line there in Fayetteville is going to be much better. I think they're going to have a field day on that Mississippi State defense, and I think Arkansas gets the W. Finally, you get to come up for air and take a breath on November the 2nd when you host UMass. I think you get a big dub here, and you probably take out some frustration on the Minutemen. But then, guys, you look at the rest of the slate. At Tennessee, your defense is going to be in for a nightmare. I mean, Josh Heupel and company, Nico, they're going to go up and down, up and down, up and down the field on Coleman Hutzler in that defense. You get the easy dub there. Then you've got another bye week, thankfully, to collect yourself. Maybe try to figure some things out. But, guys, you close out the season. Missouri, I know it's at home, but still. Missouri, and then at your arch rival Ole Miss, and of course I've got Mizzou as a loss in this game. And then at Ole Miss, guys, listen, I respect the energy. I really do, of whoever the guy was at SEC Media Days that said, you know, Mississippi State runs the SIP. They want to be us. I love some good rivalry trash talk. I love some rivalry banter, guys. I love some rivalry back and forth. Talk your talk. Unfortunately, I don't think Mississippi State has got the horses to back that chatter up. We'll put it that way. That game being in Vaught-Hemingway, I don't think it's going to be fairly close, guys. And as much as it pains me to say, because again, I got nothing but love for State, guys. I got nothing but love for Mississippi State. And I think Jeff Lebby could be the right guy. But there's got to be patience in Starkville. You just don't have the bodies, guys, especially defensively, right? I mean, I think offensively there's going to be signs of promise. There's going to be some firepower there. But even that, if they're not perfect, I just don't see how that defense is going to stop anyone. And maybe I'm dead wrong, and I will gladly eat crow if that's the case. But right now, 4-8 overall, 0-8 in SEC play is where I see the Mississippi State Bulldogs. So, guys, what say you? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? How do you feel Mississippi State will fare in the 2024 college football season? Guys, that's going to do all for me. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn notifications. Check us out via podcast, wherever you get your podcast. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. Until next time, guys, I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in, and we'll catch you on the other side.